Hey, hello everybody. Today we're going to be looking at DAZ 3D and Hexagon and how we can utilize Hexagon to do some pretty cool stuff. Um, the game plan is, I think I got an echo there. The game plan is, if you saw the thumbnail, you can kind of see how in one, she's got her finger through her cheek, and then I went into Hexagon and I kind of fixed that. I also created a morph, bringing the strap of the top over to the shoulder. Um, I don't want to replicate those exactly, so we're going to try to see if we can set up some different scenarios. Kind of the same thing though. What we want to do is we want to, we all have deformed faces sometimes, and what I mean by that is, go in front of a mirror, put your finger on your cheek, and then see how it deforms your face. And there's ways of doing that in Daz Studio with the characters. Um, and I think Hexagon to me is probably the easiest one. Um, Even though you kind of have to set it up for each individual time that you do it. You could set up some, D4 stuff. I think you could do that on skin. I've never tried, don't really want to. But I think you could set up D-Force on their skin and then have that automatically happen. I know there's geoshells. All that's above my pay grade, though. Hexagon is something I've started to become more comfortable with. So that's what we're going to do. So let's see. What do we want to do? Let's see if there's some specific things that we can have. First of all, we're gonna to do this. We're probably gonna want to take. Let's maybe pin. Oh, first thing we want to do. Let's make it so that we can't accidentally grab one of the cameras or whatever. Let's get back to her. Let's pin. Let's pin the translation on the shoulder. That way that's not moving so that we can move her arm and not have to worry about moving the rest of her. Because what we really want to do, we want to have her touching somewhere on herself and have it deform something. Just the question of what do we want to do? Let's get our hand in front of her first. I am not great with this posing stuff. No, we're not gonna ever messing with her. We can do that. We can definitely do that. I might do that as far as something else on a video once I get my website together, have something like that. But that's something I'm pretty sure they'll get demonetized for sure once I'm got everything going on this. Should we have her do something with her face, or I'm gonna like see. There's some things if you touch yourself, touch your own skin. What are some things that you could deform on your? I think the face is probably the best bet. So how about this? So let's bring her hand in closer. And let's bend it backwards. Oh. Let's bend her hand back a little bit more. And let's twist and shout. And then finally, let's bend fingers into her now. That there, if you kind of push your fingers, you kind of see where her her finger is up here. That's not going to do us much good because there's really not much you can do. It's more the soft part of it that we really want to mess with. Let's that, if you kind of push, let's bring her, let's be smarter about this. We do want her pointer finger to be what we're using to indent. So we give her a fist. What's the easiest way to give her a fist without, let's see, left hand, those controls, left fingers, fist. But then I believe from there we can grab this one. And unbend it. Oh, we could ever pick her nose. But I don't think we're going to do that. So what we want to do is we want to, and the thing is, I think it'd be cool too to be able to maybe set it up so it seems like where there's an actual animation where we maybe start here and then the final frame pushing into this kid. So let's do that. Let's kind of push down on that. That might end up being too much, but we'll give it a try. So what we're going to do next is we're going to send this to Hexagon. If you don't already have Hexagon installed, just go to your the Daz 3D store. It is free. Even though it's free, I think you still end up having to put some kind of code in or whatever, your serial number on it. So there's a little bit of a process to getting set up, but it's not too bad. We're going to send to Hexagon. Shoot. Almost fell over. Oh, yep. We'll keep that in front too. Just because during the loading process, you're a little bit nude. This is another thing too. Let's double check when we're doing this. We want to make sure the subdivisions are up. We got subdivisions at level 3. Question is, you know what? This is something I'm not entirely sure on. Did she get sent over? What subdivision level is she at? Okay. So zoom works a little bit differently in this. Wherever you point to, that's where it's going to zoom. I believe that's at the subdivision level that we put her in at, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so we got soft selection. So once we get in there, we're going to, this is what I use. I use actually select edges up here. I use between, and I hit soft selection. So now when I choose one of these, if you notice the radius is at 3, that is going to be too high because now if I move it, I'm moving like her whole face. And her finger's not going to move her whole face. So we're going to put like a 0.7. That's too high. 5. This is another thing too is we could use symmetry, which we don't want to do in this, but we could. Set up. Oh, is it not on? Symmetry. Might need just a second to catch up, it looks like. It's still not on right. My computer's just being laggy. Okay, symmetry's on. Is it not on? Is it not letting me have it on? We're not going to mess with that because we don't want to use it anyways. Well, I don't know why it's not working for me anyways. So we've got the face here. So if you push in, if she's pushing in our face, you can kind of look or feel it's not really affecting her nose. It is affecting the corner of her mouth, though. Maybe bring it just a slight amount there. You're going to want to go just a little bit farther, 0.3. So it's pushing in. If you push in, it is pushing in on that part of her face, but it's also pushing out too. So it's going to affect the mouth. It's going to push the mouth out just a little bit. And it's also going to slightly affect the eye socket. Let's see if that's going to. Well, it's going to push. We want that just a don't want it to actually affect that. Got that pushed in there. I think we do want to have it affect the mouth just a little bit more. Another thing too is we have her chin resting right on her. Maybe have that lift her chin out just a little bit. Slightly have that her finger right there affect her face, but not too much. And when I put my finger there, I feel like it's puffing the eye just a little bit. So, see how this eye is caved in? I don't think we really want that. Like a 0.1. I'm going to go. So we're going to see how that looks though. I'm not 100% on this. Oh, yep. Make sure that you have this up here on selection, not world, because you want those arrows to point in the right direction. So I think we're going to be good here. So we're going to go File, send to DAZ Studio. Take a sip of coffee. And we need to have reverse deformations. Yes, I still haven't seen a case where no benefits anything. And then we're going to put this as finger on cheek 2. And then where do I go? Where do I go to put this in the route? Unique. It's not giving me the option where to put it, so we're just going to put it there, and I'm okay with that. We got reverse deformations is on. Should be good. All right. Now, if we go to morphs, go to Hexagon bridge, put that in. Now let's look close and see what we got here. Won't necessarily be able to tell. So let's try this first. Go back. Set 0. One thing I will say is I think we want to make sure. We want to make sure that be there. We we don't want to start that moving until okay. But the important thing here is we want to make sure we're going to do kind of a test render on this just to make sure it actually looks right. Thing is, I'm not 100% happy with that. This is the thing too is I am not a 3D sculptor. This is something that somebody, well, and first of all, I think we all should be continuously trying to work on our skills anyways. So if I continue using this way of doing these morphs, I'm sure I'll get better and better as we go. But I'm definitely still not great. I'm not 100% happy with the way the lips ended up being, but I'm okay with that. Kind of given an example of what you could do with Hexagon as far as face morphs and stuff like that, I'm pretty okay with that. So let's next do something with the clothing. So let's go and let's see, what do we want to do? We'd use something a little bit risque. Not too bad, but a little bit. Let's do this. Oh, we do have to hit the accept on there to get that out. All right, so we are going to want to turn this up quite a bit. So what I think we're going to do is we are going to I'm going to take and we're going to move strap down, kind of way over the shoulder. Now, there's a couple of things. We're not going to work on this right now, but to take into consideration. Like, let's say we wanted to animate this. So we can get this where we want it. Move it around. We need to rotate it maybe a little bit. Oops. That kind of worked a little bit. So, like, let's say we wanted to animate it from where it started to here. It's going to cut through her shoulder. So, if we were going to animate it coming over the shoulder, we would actually do this. We would do two different morphs. We would do one that lifts up and one that goes over. And then throughout the animation, we would use those little bits of those throughout the animation frame. Well, not frame by frame. You want to have to go frame by frame, but basically just a combination of those throughout the frames to get it look like it's actually coming over. So, as I said, we are going to get just a little bit risque. Want to go here. This is on YouTube, so we want to be careful. We don't show anything we shouldn't. here. Maybe down just a little bit. Back here. And this, in the hands of somebody that's good with sculpting and stuff like this would look much. So, oops. So it ended up looking, what the heck am I doing there? It ended up looking way better in the hands of somebody that knows what they're doing with sculpting and stuff. Oh, yep, that's not what we want. We want that to still kind of hug. Well, you know what? To be fair, if this was actually coming down, her arm would be down a little bit. So I think I'm overthinking this. I think we actually probably do want. She's not going to have her arms out while it's coming down. So we'll go like this. And actually pull this back closer. Because we're going to want. And already I've got this as a mess. This, believe me, this would end up, when this is said and done, it's going to look kind of clumped. Got it going in too many different directions. Yeah, this is not gonna. Okay, so we're just gonna get the basic example of what's gonna look like. Oh shoot, what the heck? My mouse just completely got out away from me. Let's do this. And once again, we're gonna. Why is it going up? And to say that this takes a lot of testing, a lot of trial and error is an absolute understatement. And you'll see when we're done with this. This is gonna look like a clumped up mess. Oop, a little bit. We definitely don't want straps. All right, we're gonna finish this off here real quick. As I am just gonna continuously making this more. One last thing. And then we're gonna look at this monstrosity in Daz. But I guess the key thing is this kind of gives you an idea of the things that can be done. Just probably with a little bit more care than what I just used. All right, we don't need to worry about it because we're not going to look at this image from the back anyways. So now that we're making sure that we are still on the right thing there, which is the sports bra. Strap down to, because I think I already had one that was the strap down. And then we are going to go down to Sports Pro. We're going to go to the morphs. And my goodness, yep, that looks awful. Let's see how this looks when we render it. So far from my experience, the doing stuff with the skin, um, that is god awful. I hope that, oh shoot, that is the other thing too, is we were gonna bring her other arm down. Let's do that. Let's take this other shoulder, the right collar. We will position on that. Go right hand. Down. Got another. Let's see if the other morph I did earlier for this will actually, if we'll be able to use that to maybe something. Look at that. Look at that's luck. It's still not going to look good, but we'll take a look at it anyways. Yeah, that's, if you look at in here, well, I think that's just shadows. I think I don't have the shadows very good there, but this is where, yep, I made some major mistakes there. But the key thing is, what you can see is, this looks, I think, fairly good. It gives you an idea of what can be done when it comes to using Hexagon with Daz Studio, the things that you can do. You know, a lot of the clothing you get, a lot of it has a few morphs here and there, but doesn't seem like it's ever the morphs that you actually need for the project that you're working on. With Hexagon, you can basically make any of the morphs that you want for the clothing and for all the other stuff. So it's really kind of neat. So anyways, that's all I've got on this one today. I'm going to be doing these live streams a lot more. Hoping to get a little bit better at them. Just, you know, I was talking to somebody else in one of my comments about my pacing, trying to get the pacing down, making sure that I'm not missing a bunch of things. That's been an issue with me in pretty much all of my videos or whatever, but I'm going to try to get better at those things. And as we hopefully get some people in chat as we're doing these things, it'll also give me the opportunity to go back and explain things that maybe people missed or whatever. But that's all I got for today. Everybody have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time around.